Hey guys, what's up? It's jonnitti. Today I'm gonna talk about PS3 and just basically how I felt about it after owning it for 9 months. Now, I got the Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle when it came out, which means I have an 80 gigabyte with backwards compatibility. And let me tell you, I like this thing. But of course, every console has its flaws. And I think when I was talking about my views on the current generation, I didn't really express my thoughts on what I didn't like about the PS3 so much, and I'll go over that now, and I'll highlight some more of the things that I liked about it. So I'm gonna start off with things I like about it. One thing that I really do like about it is especially, this only applies to the earlier models, is the backwards compatibility. It's really not as bad as people say it is. It's decent. The only games I've really had problems with were Metal Gear Solid 3. During cutscenes the frame rate dropped, and in Lunar 2 Eternal Blue, sometimes in menus the frame rate dropped. It wasn't really during gameplay that would really affect it. Now, I haven't played that many games using backwards compatibility, but I'm sure there's more. And if I run into them, of course, I'll list them down. But yeah, that's another thing about that. I wish they still supported it, which is really sad that they don't anymore, because PS2 is still like a supported console, and they need to keep on pushing that in order to market their games for it, instead of being like, hey, you know what, we got the PS3, which can also play PS2 games and your old PS1 games, so we don't have to push this like 8-year-old or 9-year-old console anymore. And yeah, now another thing that I really like about it is I like some of the exclusives on it. There's not as many as there are on 360, but I think they're all good. Out of the ones I've played MotorStorm, which I thought was good. I don't have it though. I've played what's it called? Sorry, Resistance. Wow, and that was pretty good. And Metal Gear Solid 4, that was an excellent game. And then we got Little Big Planet, which there's nothing really out there like it, and that's a really cool game. And yeah, SOCOM Confrontation, that was okay. And Ninja Gaiden Sigma, it's not really an exclusive because that was a remake, but it's still fun, even though you can play it on Xbox One as Ninja Gaiden Black. But yeah, they're good games. I'm not trying to make a low blow to 360 or anything, but they have a lot more exclusives. But I don't think within the density, it's not as the list of exclusives aren't as good by pound, like in terms of pounds. And what I mean by in terms of pounds is the ratio between exclusives and number of good exclusives. The ratio for PS3 I think is a little better. Now, 360 has their good exclusives, which is, why, now that they have released the Jasper models, why I want one now. Then I'll play Star Ocean 4, to play Gears, to play Infinite on Discovery, Tales of Vesperia, and all that stuff. Yeah, now let me talk to you about what I really don't like about this. And I don't like, and what I've noticed is over these past 8 or 9 months that I've owned this console, I've noticed all these promises that Sony are making that have been like a year old or so, that still haven't been made since Nam. Killzone 2 has been promised, and that just came out last week. And Metal Gear Solid 4, that was announced at the launch of PS3, and that just came out in June. These games are taking too long to be made to the public. It's taken like 2-3 years, to get this out. And PlayStation Home, I think, is kind of stupid. Because I'm sure everybody that wants to play online, they just have the friend list open. They're like, yo, dude, let's play this game, and meet me in this thing. It's not really like you just go to random people and do that. I'm sure there's people that do that. I don't really use the thing, but yeah, whatever. It's not anything as extraordinary as they showed it out to be. It's kind of cool, but it's like Mies. It's kind of like you just make it, and it's a cool little thing to have, very customizable. But you don't really do much with that. But you do a little more in PlayStation Home than with Mies. But another thing that I don't really like is the store, the online store for Japan is miles better than the ones the ones for other countries. Now, I made a Japanese PlayStation Network account, and I see they have like every single PS1 game on there, no joke. And we don't get that in America. And these are only the Japanese versions, so I can't like get like yen and put them on my Japanese PlayStation Network account because I'm not gonna be able to know what's going on. Now, if Sony steps it up and they decide to release these for the American PlayStation Store, that'd be awesome. Instead of having these like I don't know 30 games or whatever. Not saying that they're bad games. They're like some of the best PS1 games we have, but we don't have these like large number of games. We just have the popular ones. We have a couple of not so popular ones like Suikoden 1 and stuff. But even there's some popular games that aren't even on there. Like Final Fantasy VII would be awesome to have on there because that's the most popular game on PS1. At least one of the most popular games. Metal Gear Solid. These games aren't on there, and these are like defining titles of PS1. And it would be awesome. Just pay $6 and boom, you got it. And instead of having to go on eBay and buy a copy or something. But the Japanese PlayStation Store has. I'm not gonna say all of these because I'm not sure if they have literally all of them, but they have most of these defining games, at least for the Japanese market, that made it so popular. And now, one thing that, going back to things I like, because I forgot to talk about this, is the thing that I like is we have dedicated servers on there. Xbox Live is peer-to-peer, even though there's more people, and I think that's what makes it better. I think essentially the connection is basically the same. Maybe PlayStation Network being a little better. I don't know. I haven't really spent much time on Xbox Live with any friends. Just a little bit. I mean, I don't really know the whole idea with how the peer-to-peer is better or the dedicated servers are better. I just know Xbox Live is more people. I have like 20 people on my friends list, and only like 10 of those people are I know in person. And yeah, it's really sad that there's not that many people going out. And I think what could have made this console become more of a hit is when it was officially announced that we were in a recession, that they dropped the price to something like $300 instead of dropping it like $400 and $500 because these people can't afford these things, and now they're just looking at the Wii and the 360 for like $200-$250 and like, oh, I'll just get that thing instead of paying $400-$500 for this multimedia system. I think what they should have done is they should have released a core package, which is just the PS3 with the gaming system and the backwards compatibility, instead of stripping the backwards compatibility and having all these multimedia features. I mean, essentially the value is the same, considering that you're getting all these things integrated into the system instead of having to buy attachments. Not that many people really care about all these things, and they just actually want to play the games. So, these are just a couple things that have been bothering me about it. These are basically just my views on it, but, something about the generation, all in all, is I really don't like how there's not a lot of exclusives for both of them. Basically, all of them are cross-platform, or most of them, which I've said in my other video. Yeah, I mean, I wish that they'd give you more of a reason to have both. They have more games just come out for PS3, more games just come out for 360, and Wii's got their own exclusives with this whole motion sensor nonsense. But yeah, these are just, again, how I've been feeling about the console. I like it. If anybody else has one, hit me up on PSN, jonnitti. I'll put that in the annotations and the description. So yeah, and I'll see you later, and thanks for watching, and please subscribe.